Patriots fans, I have a challenge for you guys here on this Friday. Our last video had 55 comments on it. That's great. I love you guys talking to me, talking about the topic that we discussed here on Patriots Today. But I noticed Giants Now, their last video had 126 comments. I feel like we got to beat them. So here's what I want you guys to do. If you want to piss off a Giants fan that happens to come to our show and find some Patriots content, go on ahead and spam "Let's Go Pats" in the comment section below right now. Piss off a New York Giants fan. That's what New England Patriots is all about here today on this show. We're going to be talking about a couple of players on this show coming up, but first I want you guys to spam "Let's Go Pats" as many times as you possibly can. Yo, what's going on, everybody? You got your girl, Allie Barefoot here. And like I said, I want to talk about two specific players. Number one, a rookie that I feel like not a lot of people are talking about, and they should be talking about this kid. On the back half of the show, I'm done with the disrespect. ESPN disrespected Rhamondre Stevenson, and I'm done with it because they don't know what's about to come in 2024 for this running back. But before I get mad, why don't I talk about Javon Baker? Honestly, in my opinion, a steal for a fourth-round draft pick from Elliott Wolf this last season. I mean, the kid played for Alabama. He played for UCF. I think Javon Baker is not being talked enough about right now because he was drafted under Jalen Polk, and it was a loaded receiver room in the draft this year. So if you want to look at his portfolio, just who he is overall, he was drafted in the 4th round. However, the beast, which is the holy grail of anything and everything on NFL draft prospects, they had him listed as a top 20 wide receiver in this draft, and he still went in the 4th round. That is how loaded this receiver room was. In 2023, he had 52 receptions, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, which he was just racking them up. And he can play outside, and he can play slot. And to go a little bit deeper here, here's what I really love about Javon Baker. Quick slants, in and outs, always great. But the go routes for me. In 2023, Baker had 30 targets on go routes of 20-plus more air yards. I mean, that thing is soaring through the air for 574 yards and 4 touchdowns. He knows how to locate that ball. He's got a phenomenal nose for it, especially when it comes to a back shoulder pass. He's also able to throw off DBs by making eye contact with them. He'll look inside, and the next thing you know, he'll change his shoulders and go up high on climbing the ladder, and he's got that pass where a DB cannot knock it down. He's got quick hands, which really works out for him. And so far in the offseason, he had OTAs and minicamps, and he was a rookie. He had some drop passes, but the good news is he bounced back, he circled back, he would do the routes again until he did them successfully. That's going to come. The kid is learning. But he also climbed over defensive backs for big grabs when they were running in 7-on-7s. And then when they were doing 11s, he actually caught a double coverage pass for a touchdown. The kid knows how to climb. That's what I love, as he's sitting about over 200 pounds right now. It's going to take a little bit to knock this guy down. But here's what Jerod Mayo has to say on the first-year wide receiver and what he loves about him. He said, really, when you talk about Javon, look, you talk about run after catch. The run after catch, this guy is aggressive. And I would say Bake is all about. He's all about ball. He's all ball, which I can appreciate. You can see the passion come through when you watch them on film. Two guys, which he's talking about Polk here, that obviously have different skill sets, but at the same time will help our team going forward. And they've been working. Drake Maye, Jalen Polk, Javon Baker, they're all staying after practice to get those extra reps in, which I love. This is going to be a really cool trio to see grow up as they're all in the same rookie class. Not to mention, Drake Maye and Javon Baker had a connection well before they became Patriots on the same team, which I think is really cool because you got to remember Javon's had several stops, so has Drake Maye, when they're being recruited, and Javon went to Bama, and he learned under Devonta Smith, and he learned under great wide receivers. Then he went to UCF because he wanted more playing time. But he knew Drake Maye. He'd worked with Drake Maye, and they've already built that wide receiver QB connection. Here's what Baker had to say on working with Drake Maye. He said, people don't know this a lot, but when Drake Maye was committed to Bama at first, we always used to practice and throw around. So me and Drake Maye got a connection going on. Maye, I think, in my opinion, is the best quarterback in this draft. So when we connect again, it's going to be a good connection. And I know that Polk and Drake Maye are going to be great. This is why, because Drake and Jalen Polk, they were brought in together to be that QB1, wide receiver 1 duo. But if you can also tag on the 4th round steal and Javon Baker to also accompany Polk, possibly Pop Douglas, maybe even an older vet like an Osborne or a Bourne, you've got yourself a pretty tight wide receiver room with a rookie quarterback and a veteran quarterback, which could shape up for a really good offense. That's why I'm excited to see what Javon Baker does bring to the Patriots this season. But I do think training camp would tell us a lot. So will Javon Baker have a big role for the Patriots this season? Or do you think he's going to go under the radar? He'll be outshined by other receivers in the room for the Patriots? Let me know what you guys think. Comment why you think he'll have a big role and why you don't think he'll have a big role down below. But if we want to talk about big, let's talk about this big deal going on right now at Fanatics. Look, my boyfriend loves polos. So does my dad and my brother. They golf in it. This is what they wear when we go out to a fancy dinner. This is what they wear when we go out to a barbecue. If you guys are looking for a good polo, I'll do you one better. Here's 2. I love the combo packs on Fanatics, and you can get them now for 40% off. These are about $85 together. You can get them right now for $50. Go to chatsports.com/2pats polos. It sounds great. It's easy to type in. If you guys don't remember it, it'll be linked under this video in the comment section. Click that link. Go get yourself these very fresh polos. I actually got myself this shirt in a combo pack from Fanatics. I mean, this one cost me like $15 to get 2 shirts. Fits great, super comfy. This is why I love Fanatics. I use these deals. I want you guys to use them too. Chatsports.com/2pats polos. Get yourself this deal while it lasts. Oh, ESPN, you're doing my boy dirty. You're doing Rhamondre Stevenson dirty. Why? Because the list for the top 10 running backs in the NFL came out, and guess who's not on it? Rhamondre Stevenson. Guess who is on it? Well, a lot of good running backs. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey, he led the league in rushing yards last year. Breece Hall, I mean, the kid's fantastic. And I do hope he has a big year for the New York Jets. Nick Chubb, obviously Saquon Barkley. Going to be interesting to see how he works with the Philadelphia Eagles this season. Jonathan Taylor, I mean, I pick him up in fantasy, so I get it. Bijan Robinson, the kid is fantastic. Josh Jacobs now with the Packers. Jahmyr Gibbs, another guy I had in my fantasy team. Derrick Henry, my favorite NFL player of all time. But here's what pissed me off. Travis Ettiene. I do not think Travis Ettiene is better than Rhamondre Stevenson. Call me out. I don't care. But the fact that Stevenson wasn't even an honorable mention. And I get it. Having some injuries, only played in the league for 3 years. If he is healthy, he is a top 10 quarterback in my eyes. I think what he does in pass catching, I think what he does in the trenches makes him a top 10 guy. Healthy Rhamondre Stevenson, I am taking him every day over Travis Ettiene. Ettiene only rushed for over 100 yards last season. In my opinion, I think Ettiene kind of fell off towards the back half of the season where he did have this long record of scoring a touchdown every single game and then just boom, it just stopped. And I know he's got a great quarterback in Jacksonville. But I do think Rhamondre is the rock. He's the center of the entire offensive unit for the Patriots. And when you mix in what he does as a pass catcher, I think that's what makes him a top 10 running back. He's a dual threat. I love the guy in the backfield. And if ESPN, the top analysts, the top scouts aren't going to show him respect, then I will here on Patriots Today. And this is what I'm excited for the back half of the season in the backfield, is that the addition of Antonio Gibson will be huge for Stevenson. I'll be honest, Gibson, a little bit washed up. I'm not looking for him to be a phenomenal running back for the Patriots. I'm looking for him to take some of the load off of Stevenson's plate so that he can be aggressive and dominant from game 1 to game 17. Because he's been doing it by himself. But now that you've got Gibson as a third down back, which is going to take a lot of hits, I think that's going to help out Rhamondre down the line. And here's what Jared Koch had to say about the Patriots' breakout candidate being the running back that just got a 4-year contract extension for a reason. He said, Rhamondre Stevenson, that's the breakout candidate. The Patriots could be primed for a massive 4th year in New England. Besides the signing of Antonio Gibson this offseason, there's not much competition sitting next to him in the backfield. And if you combine that with the addition of former Browns OC Alex Van Pelt to help aid this rushing offense, and Stevenson should expect to see a ton of touches in 2024. He played 12 games last year. The year before that, 17, he rushed for over 1,000 yards. He rushed for 600 in the 12 games that he played last year. If you allow him healthy, knock on wood, a healthy season, I truly do believe if you make that list again at the end of the season, Rhamondre will be in the top 10, especially over Travis Ettiene. Are you kidding me? And there's a lot of good backs in the league. I'll give him that. And Stevenson's young, but I'm taking him every time in the top 10, fully healthy, as he's going to be the backbone of the Patriots offense this year. My question to you guys is, can he have another 1,000-yard season? Type Y for yes, type N for no. What are you guys thinking here? Feel free to let me know if I'm wrong. Feel free to let me know if I'm right. This is why we have Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I talk, I show you the facts, you talk, and then we talk about it. All you guys got to do is go on ahead and hit that sub button for me on Patriots Today by Chat Sports.